It's been a while since I took you for a look round the garden, so I thought we'd spend a little time this afternoon just having a little walk round. We're starting on the patio, where this year I've decided to concentrate on narcissi and tulips in our garden tubs, and they're looking quite nice. They have done for a while with the narcissi, and we've also one or two hyacinths in here. Those and the narcissi have been, well, they've added quite a bit of perfume. The tub down here, you may wonder why these two little pots are in here. These are a bit of a surprise. When I was pruning back the camellia last year, I just stuck some pieces into pots, and these two have actually taken. In fact, one of them, this one, actually had a flower. They came from the camellia there. Which at the moment is dropping petals like confetti. We usually have a couple of birds' nests in there. Some more tulips. There's still quite a few to come out, so they should last a while longer. The hostas are starting to grow quite quickly now. Just hope that the slugs don't take a fancy to them. And also the pebble garden's starting to flower. Last year, you may remember that I planted up this bed with tete-a-tete narcissi. They're each, there's a few bulbs each planted in a pot, and the idea is that these pots can be lifted out later, and if the garden centre's open in time, I can get some busy lizzies and replace them. Tete-a-tete have gone over, they've looked really nice. I'll add a picture up in the corner. And the helebores are now over just about. As is the magnolia, that's dropping its petals now. Now, you may also remember that last year we were renovating this part of the garden, and this side was really quite bare. I sowed some forget-me-nots, which have made quite a carpet that glow in the sunshine down here. There are some anemone de Caen coming up in between them. Can't see for the sun, but you might be able to. Can you see one just there? They're just coming through. Go back down there. The little bush that's planted next to it is a cornus, which I've cut right back to try and get some nice red stems in winter. And we've also got another cornus down here, which should be a yellow stemmed variety. And then in this bed I planted native primroses, some tete-a-tete daffodils, some snowdrops and some native bluebells. The daffodils have gone over, as have the snowdrops, but the primroses are growing really well, bulking up nicely. The bluebells have come up, we've got leaves, but as yet I can't see any flowers, so I don't know if they won't flower this year or not. We've got a skimmia that I took from a pot on the patio. It had grown too big, and so while we were renovating this part I decided to put it there. The roses are looking really healthy at the moment. The climbing one here was actually moved from further in the bed, and it seems to have survived okay. I've got quite a lot of tulips in this bed, various colours and shapes that I planted last year. This is the first year they've come through, so it's quite a surprise seeing what comes up. Clematis is growing. It's a nice double tulip. Quite pleased with this bed, it's filled up nicely. Whoops. Go around the other side. Got lots of aquilegias, plenty of them are self-seeded, and they should look nice later on. And then we've the dicentra, which I know has a different name now, but I'm going to stick with dicentra. That's just starting to flower. This part of the garden is undergoing some renovation this year. We've dug out or cut back most of the shrubs and plants that were in this area, still some more to do, and erected a new piece of fencing, so we have to decide what to do here. We had thought of putting some vegetables in this bit this year, seeing as the situation was a little bit iffy, but we'll have to see. And then we've tidied up, or started to tidy up, the colt frame area. Strawberries were due to go to the allotment, but I don't know whether they'll go there this year now. We might keep them here so we've got some fruit handy if we start not being able to go to the plot. Let's go back down here. It's the cherry tree. Most of these pots have got some herbs in, and I did plant some garlic in a couple of pots. Whether they'll do anything or not remains to be seen. And just some fuchsias. Another pot of garlic. This rosemary flowers for ages. It's flowered or had some flowers most of winter. And then we have the fern area, which has all been cut back. And new fronds are starting to come through. Another bit of construction that Martin did this year was to redo the trellis up which the passion flower grows. Passion flower had to be cut right back, but it's a bit of a thug and I'm sure it'll make a comeback. And the marsh marigolds flowering in amongst all this watercress. And more hostas. I wonder for how long they'll stay pristine. The smaller pebble garden. This palm gets quite a bit of treatment at this time of year. Don't know if you notice, but it's got a bit of a waist. This bit looks thinner, and the reason for that is that the birds strip all this hairy stuff off to make their nests. We've got the crabapple above. There are wood pigeons nesting in there, so they're knocking lots of the flowers off onto the ground. And then this border should have been the blue and white border, but it seems to have got a bit overgrown. That's maybe a project for next year. Along with this bed. There was a trellis behind there, which the wind has blown down, so that needs replacing. And then I shall have another look at the bed and see what needs doing to it. One of the things will be to cut back this huge camellia. And that's it for now. Hope you've enjoyed a little walk around the garden. Thank you for watching. See you later. Bye bye.